Hey guys, JB here. It's been a while, but it's time to update what's going on with the reMarkable company and reMarkable 2. Let's do this thing. Okay, welcome to the channel. As always, I appreciate you being here. And, this channel was really built with the reMarkable. I have a appreciation to that company because we wouldn't be here, and a lot of the people wouldn't be viewing this channel if it wasn't for them. And that's great. That's what got us started 3 years ago. I did I bought the reMarkable and did some reMarkable versus iPad or how they work together. And really, this channel had some videos that really took off. And so it put me kind of in the YouTube world, and I appreciate that for them. It also helped some other people like Voya over at My Deep Guide. And I was watching Voya's channel this morning. It was crazy because I haven't done a reMarkable 2 update in literally months. And Voya did his 6-month review of using this device, which is really great. If you get a chance, go over and support Voya and what he's doing. He really did some work on the problems and issues they're having. This video, though, I want to talk a little bit differently about what I see what's going on with the company that I find really, really interesting. So yesterday, one of our subscribers, Mark, who's awesome, hits that like button and really helps us with the channel, watches every video. I appreciate you, Mark. But he's put a comment in that said, hey, did you get the survey yet? And I didn't know what he was talking about. I said, do you mind emailing me at youtube@morningcoach.com? And he shot me the email over, and this is the email. And basically what reMarkable is doing now is they're going into survey mode. And I think this is important because I think what's going on is I estimate sales, and I may be totally off on this, but their Facebook user group has 20,000 people, okay? So even if we're conservative and we say that's 20% of the sales, let's say it's 10% of the sales, then, they moved a couple 100,000 units. Could they have moved to 500,000 or a million? I don't know. I'm just guessing, but let's say a percentage went to that Facebook group, and let's say it's 10%. Then there's 200,000 of these out there. And I know they had some manufacturing issues. I know they had some customer service issues. And they've done some jobs with replacements, but there's been a lot of waiting. And in that meantime, there's been companies like the Paper, who I have back here, Supernote, obviously the Onyx products, that have really put some pressure on reMarkable as a company. And I think the thing with reMarkable that was really interesting is when they did the reMarkable 1, they did a great job of marketing. I still think they do a great job of marketing. Heck, here in my club where I play golf, a lot of people bought this device because it's the only device they knew of. They didn't know the Onyx, they didn't know the Supernote, they didn't know any of these other devices, right? So now the market is starting to understand or wake up to other e-ink devices out there. And I think reMarkable's having a little issue because the reMarkable 1 was a fascinating product. It was new, it was unique, it did some really unique things. And then they came out with the reMarkable 2. Great hardware. I still love the hardware. I think it's great. I know, Larry, I know you broke your screen immediately, and I know there have been some complaints with it. But I still do like the hardware. I think it's great. But the software, I think, is very lacking. And their idea was this is supposed to be a minimalistic device. And if you look at the Facebook group or if you watch YouTube videos, you're going to see this argument where the Onyx, is, and I get it, is more like executive function, engineer type, where this is more minimalistic, creative type, right? And then the Supernote's in the middle. But I think people are starting to wake up and go, man, I wish it did a little bit more in the macro scale. When you're selling 200,000 units, or even let's get aggressive and say 500,000 units, it's different than that fan group of 20 to 50,000 or 100,000 people. And I think they're scaling. And I think one of the things, and I'm applauding them for this, is they are getting out and they're starting to survey. My issue is the survey is 42 questions long. I mean, this is a very intense survey. I don't know how many people are going to sit and do that. I know it's hard, even my surveys in my business, it's hard to even get 10 questions answered. But I applaud them for looking at use cases to see the future roadmap of this device, because I still think it's got tremendous potential. I think for anybody that's looking for a paper replacement, it works fantastic, right? That's one of the things it does. But I also know the Supernote's catching up. The Paper that I use daily from QuirkLogic is really doing some amazing things. And Onyx, obviously, they have their core group that does a lot of different things, kind of complicated devices, but they got lights in them and doing some pretty cool stuff. So the reMarkable, I think, is looking at what if they put a Kindle app. Maybe or maybe not. I'm just thinking that they're trying to get a base of questions answered so that they can really secure their base. I think they've had some issues with customer service that are well documented. It's taken a long time for people to reach out to them and them to get back with them. That's well documented. We know the delivery issues. Heck, this channel, I was doing delivery updates because we were having problems even getting the device. But I think they're all over that. And again, this is a small company. It's not a huge company. We've talked about the market cap of the e-ink industry. It's not like it's this huge, huge industry. If it was, I think Amazon would come in and just build a device and take the couple $2 billion that would be there. But I don't think it's that big. It's big enough to build a nice company, but I don't think it's a gigantic, market grab by one of the big boys like Google, Facebook, or Amazon, who I think would jump into this market. So there's a place for this. It's extremely niche, but I think they've got to really step up their game, because this is where free market in capitalism works, right? There are competitors that are putting out great products. Now, again, like I said, if you just want a paper replacement that's very simple and just use your files and have a basic reader, then the reMarkable 2 works. But when you start getting into these areas and you see what the paper's doing, and every time they do an update, these are huge updates, not just a calligraphy pen, right? And then you look at what Supernote's doing, huge updates on Reddit, talking to their customers, QuirkLogic, on their, talking to their customers, Onyx, always lurking, doing all kinds of stuff, releasing all kinds of products, that it's a challenging marketplace today. So the update here is that they are surveying, and I think it would be good if you have one of these devices to do the survey and let reMarkable know kind of what you're using it for and how you're using it. Again, there's a percentage of people that absolutely love this, right? They're happy about this. But we're talking about the macro now. As e-ink starts to grow, people are becoming more aware of the competitive devices, and they're questioning their commitment to the reMarkable. Not everybody. I mean, there is one core group of reMarkable fanatics, kind of like the Apple fanatics, that really go crazy over these devices, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is that we've got to see what is the future roadmap of this device, because I think the hardware is really special. I've always said it, if QuirkLogic had this device with the collaboration stuff, if you watch some of my videos, I just think it would be magical. I would just love to have the QuirkLogic software in here. Are you guys listening? Maybe you guys should team up. But at the end of the day, they are surveying, so that tells me something's going to be happening. They're one of the companies that doesn't really talk. The vice president emailed me one time, so I don't have a lot of things. This is all speculation. I have no relationships with reMarkable. By the way, I know people leave comments about where do I return this or that. I have no connections with reMarkable. But I do know I do like the hardware. The company has made, I think, some challenging steps this year and last year. I think the launch wasn't as good as it could have been. But I do think there's some great things that can happen. But they got to get on it. Technology moves real fast. And I think if they can get these surveys in, maybe they'll release a little bit of a future roadmap so we know where they're going. So we know, do we have a future with this, with some cool things they're going to bring to the table? Or are they going to stay with this minimalistic approach and just stay there and work with that core base? It's going to be really interesting. And I would love to know in the comments below what you think. That would be what I would love to know. What do you think? Where's this thing going to go? What do you think? If they added our Kindle reader, would it help? What do you think would be good for the reMarkable 2? All right, as always, thanks so much for watching. If you love just kind of goofy content, fun content, technology, those type of things, we'd love to have you here. And I'd love to subscribe and to be a part of this community. It is a very special community, and like I said, it's one of the most intelligent groups that I've been involved with, and I love the subscriber base here. So thanks for being a part of it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So go have a fantastic day. Until the next one, thank you.